We're a little bit more unique than most here because we are forced by ONC to help our customers go through the process of ensuring they meet certification needs. So that's where our company originated. We were first an interface engine, and we supported transmission of HL7 data. From there, we moved to a customer coming to us and saying, we have to do this thing called meaningful use. How can we get there? We have 3 weeks. So we did. We made sure that they met certification for stage 1 and stage 2, and now we're going to stage 3. In that effort, we have created Patient Portal, a Connect EHR application, and that Connect EHR application outputs CCDAs. We take that CCDA, our slides aren't changing. Am I supposed to be doing that? Okay, sorry. There's our applications. We take our CCDAs that are being created and we set them on FHIR, and we call that FHIR on the fly. The concept here is that our customers don't want to have to recreate the wheel. They want us to give them a server in their environment called Dynamic FHIR that will allow them to take their CCDAs and implement those into an environment, implement them into an environment that they're able to go through the process of not having to implement another yet standard. Now, Graham talked about it this morning. He said, EHRs they're not ready for this. They're getting there, but they're not ready. Sure, the Epics, the Cerners, the Meditechs, they're doing this. They have to. We have specialty EMR systems, the leading eye care, the leading chiropractic clinic. They come to us and they say, help us get this done. So in the process of doing that, we have taken the 2.1 CCDA. We provide the JSON or the XML FHIR resource back. And then, I don't know what's wrong. Sorry. We retrieve all the data elements like problems, medication allergy, so the CCDS data elements. And then we implement the standalone, I feel like I'm going to pass out. Sorry, guys.
It's hard.
We implement the standalone products we could either implement as standalone or as a product that bolts on. So our standalone product is Dynamic FHIR, yet we have Dynamic Enterprise Solution, and that solution consists of all the products that you've seen on the prior pages. So we do quality measures, we do CCDAs, we also handle information related to helping 2.1 type of messages get transported into FHIR. This is a diagram of our FHIR OLAF, and how we take that CCDA, we store it in a database, and real time as the patient or the provider looks for information, we then create the FHIR resource. When you log into the app, you can use several different ways. First of all, they can use their patient portal access. They can also use Google or Twitter login. So the FHIR on the fly, when it comes to the application, depending on what client's being used, you can see it various different ways. This might look really familiar to most of you. If you're familiar with the HL7 contest, it was ONC contest, where they won the actual displaying of the CCDA, we took that and we put it in .NET and created that in our application. From there, we said, okay, great. Now you have CCDAs and you have FHIR. And here's your resources, and you're certified. All our clients end up being certified on G7, 8, and 9, which is the ONC certification standard. Doesn't mean anything to them because they don't know what to do with it. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're being certified as a complete EHR. So we had to develop tools to say, okay, now you have your FHIR resources. Let's go ahead and take care of how am I going to view this? Well, you can go through certification, and you can use something called Postman, and get a little frustrated through the process of trying to show a doctor how to demonstrate Postman on a certification call with ONC, but that's no fun. So we developed a tool that, I have a better picture of it, so let's go there, that allows you to take in the data, show the CCDA data elements, bottom right-hand corner, show the FHIR resources, and also show the XML, so that things that they're familiar seeing, they get to see it in this new format called FHIR through the API. that wasn't good enough. That was good enough for certification. The next step was to say, well, what am I going to do with it still? I don't know what to do with this. Well, your patients want their data. Let's give the patients their data in their cell phones. Let's go through the process of making sure they can use their data. So we developed a prototype app. We decided we don't want to be in the app company. We want people to come to us with apps, PHRs. We're looking to get our FHIR servers into the PHRs. We have over 35 EMR systems that use dynamic FHIR, and they want a solution, and they want to be able to choose a PHR. They don't want just one PHR, they want a good bit of PHRs, so that if you're a chiropractor, you might want it to look somewhere else. If you have patients that are between the ages of 15 and 30, you might want a pastel-looking template. If you have patients that are over the age of 65 and they're using cell phones, and they might want to just go to the Apple HealthKit, and that might be simple enough for them. So trying to understand what these EMR systems want to implement, it's important for these PHRs to start getting out there and understanding what FHIR resources are you taking in. From there, we went ahead and said, okay, so where are our problems in FHIR? Well, one PHR wants you to send observations when you have a lab test. The other one wants you to do diagnostic study. So where do we go through from here? So what we do is go to the connect-a-thons and sit down and figure out what most of the EHRs are doing. And we conform and create configurations in our dynamic FHIR to allow that to happen in the PHRs. The next step from that is, okay, well, yeah, we don't want to pick, like I said, the PHR. Can you just get us an Apple HealthKit? Sure, we can. They're on Orgonaut 2.0. We need to go backwards a little bit because we're on 3.0. So we've taken on that venture. It's only 7 data elements, so pushing forward to get the rest of the data elements into HealthKit or other apps is our goal at this point. From that point, we're going to go ahead and figure out, we have these, well, it's 7 data elements for Apple, it's 25 data elements or 30 for CCDS. What about quality measures? Because that's what really matters when you're talking about MIMPs. How do I get my score higher? What do I do here? Well, can we do something with FHIR for MIMPs? Other than giving their patient their data and following the protocol, we've been doing that for 3 or 4 years. How do we make sure that quality can be taken from all systems and not just from certain systems that give you the data elements they want? We have a product called C-Chem Solutions, and we're working with the team to go through the process of collecting more data than just what's available in CCDS. I'm going to turn it over to Matthew. Hopefully he won't shake as much as I did, and let him go ahead and cover that aspect.
Right. So for C-Chem Solution, I think we just wanted to let you know that we're going to be at the Connect-a-thon this weekend at the clinical reasoning track. C-Chem Solution is an existing application, established application that hasn't been used with FHIR before. So what we're going to be doing is working on the data input formats. Traditionally, it comes from QRDA, with QDM data elements, and directly from EHR systems in their sort of native formats. So we'll be using the QI core to QDM mappings to get the data into our system, and we're going to be experimenting there with that, and we have a good bit of work done there. And on the output side, the output of C-Chem Solution would normally be, or any quality app would be QRDA 1s, patient-level data specific to the measures that were calculated, or QRDA 3s, which are aggregate-level data. And FHIR does represent both of these with the measure report. It also allows for things like subscriptions and whatnot, but we're going to be focusing on getting data into the system from EHRs using FHIR and the deficiencies that we can address there and help with. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I wanted to also cover is where we see problems already, and we want to attack those problems head on. So the CCDS data elements are giving you what most of the EMR systems should be putting out at this point if they're ONC certified for 2015 edition. The concept of not done, I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with, there's a requirement to record procedures not done. Doctors have a mixed feeling about this. If it's a doctor that's very closely connected to the EMR system, he knows you can't record that easily, and now you need to. The reason for recording something not done is related to saving the provider's time on understanding why you received a FHIR resource and they didn't issue medication for a patient that surely this patient is on this medication given their diagnosis. The purpose of the not done lets them know, don't waste your time. We went through the process. We did it. We didn't do it because of a reason. Or maybe the patient was, let's say, pregnant at the time and couldn't take the medication. But in a CCDA, you may not know that that patient has 4 children and had a miscarriage and probably shouldn't take the medication that you're recommending. So this concept of not done is not something seen in FHIR as far as we can tell, and we're looking for that. The quality measures require you to record not done. And for that to calculate, I would say at least 25 of the measures, you need to know that an action wasn't performed. So with that, that's our initiative at this point, is to go find the problems, and instead of waiting, allowing people that are trying to do the same thing to create extensions or add-ons, we want to create the resource. And there's an initiative from ONC to expand those data elements, and we'll be working with the team to do that as well. Okay, and we're finished a little early, but that's all we have.